So on one hand, they went there and it was awesome, but on the other hand, this script blows. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Here we go. So this time around, Peter Parker just graduated high school and he's still dating Gwen Stacy, but he's kind of on the fence about what her father said. You know, don't hang around my daughter or you're going to get her killed. You know, that thing. He's still kind of thinking about that. So he's kind of dealing with the breakup, no breakup, get back together, don't get back together. You know, that kind of dilemma which we got in the first Spider-Man series with Peter Parker and Mary Jane. For a good portion of the film, we get Peter Parker as Peter Parker, not really a lot of Spider-Man in this movie, which is a good thing because Peter Parker is a better character than the Spider-Man character in this film or in this film series. And I know what you're thinking. You're saying, what the hell? Spider-Man is not a good character in a Spider-Man movie? No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that Peter Parker is just a way better character and you prefer to see his chemistry with Gwen Stacy and his chemistry with Sally Fields, aka Aunt May. They just all work so much better than when he's in the costume, because he's in the costume, he's just kind of doing the one-liners that we've all seen before. So what's the Spider-Man movie without any really good villains? Well, yeah, that's what that is. And of course we went with the 3-villain formula because it worked in the past. So this time around, our 3 villains are the Rhino, aka Paul Giamatti, in a role that could have been played by anybody. Daniel DeHaan as the Green Goblin, which was pretty cool at parts, and then pretty bad at others. And our main villain in this film is Electro, aka Jamie Foxx, doing it up as Electro, but then toning it down as the weird nerdy guy. Why? Whatever. So what ends up happening is that Electro's a really pissed off employee of Oscorp, and he's also really infatuated with the idea of Spider-Man. He wants to be Spider-Man. He wants to be best friends with Spider-Man. I mean, there's parts where he's wishing that Spider-Man was living with him, and he's got like his room plastered. You know, that kind of typical cliched psychopath type of thing where he's got your picture everywhere. Yeah, that kind of Electro. So shit goes horribly wrong, and then we have a character that was supposed to be a guy that you felt bad for, turning into a complete douchebag that you don't understand why. So now when it comes to the Green Goblin, aka Harry Osborn, I was a little bit pissed off when I walked out of the theater because the whole thing about Peter Parker and Harry Osborn is that they were best friends. Always been best friends, you know, since they were in high school. And this one is kind of different because Harry Osborn got shipped off to boarding school when he was younger, and he hasn't seen Peter Parker in like, what, 8 years? Yet when he comes back, they're still sort of friends, which is weird because in the first film, we never got like any type of pen pal thing where we're sending emails, talking, or anything like that. So it was like, there was no Harry before, but now Harry's here, and now we're cool again. And to throw even more shit into the fire, Peter's still trying to figure out why his parents abandoned him. I mean, he thinks his parents were just douches and left him, which ultimately is the film's own downfall. I mean, the movie is so jam-packed with so much shit, but the film did have a lot of good parts. They went there at the end, which I really liked. I like what they did there. It gets me really excited for the future. I did like some of the action scenes. Electro's powers are pretty awesome. It's kind of cool to see him going through all the sockets and electricity and all that. It's pretty awesome when he fights on Peter Parker. That's all really works really well. But what ends up not working well is that there's just too much shit going on. You either had to go with a full Electro story or you had to go with a full Harry Osborn story. I mean, we're supposed to believe that Harry and Peter are friends, and I just don't buy the fact that Peter and Harry would ever be friends. I mean, you believe it in the other series. You believed it in the original trilogy. You believe it in the cartoon. You don't believe it here, and that's a problem. But the film still has some really good moments that you really did enjoy, and you really want to see what's going to happen next. So I will give this film a 3 out of 5 because of the fact that there's still some really good moments, and Andrew Garfield is still a better Peter Parker / Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire. And that's saying a lot because Tobey was a great Spider-Man, but you just believe Andrew Garfield as just a better Spider-Man. You believe that vulnerability. And plus, this time around, you got Emma Stone as the leading female, which we all know Emma Stone is awesome. She is. Don't lie to yourself. She's awesome. I think it's a really fun time, even though it's really flawed, and it's nowhere near the greatness that is the original trilogy, or at least the original 2. It's way better than Spider-Man 3, but just not better than 2 or 1. It's still a great movie, and I kind of enjoyed the original Amazing Spider-Man better, but this film is still worth watching if you're a Spider-Man fan. It looks really pretty, it's cool acting, some decent action scenes, but overall, it's just an okay movie. Definitely go out to the theaters and check it out, and if you have seen this movie, please comment below. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace!